Hey everybody, welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. My co-host, not Hank Longo, no, it's Al Snow. Al, welcome to the show. You're not a stranger to being a guest, though.
No,
or
not
a
at all.
co-host.
Many years ago was a guest in one of these chairs, but I've co-hosted a few times, but it's been a while.
Well, Al's going to bring an interesting perspective. Of course, for those of you that know him, and for those of you that don't, he was affiliated with the PGA Tour and also ESPN. So, some interesting insights there. We talked about a special announcement in Polk County. Most of you are familiar, hopefully familiar, with the Russ Matt Baseball Spring Collegiate Classic that takes place from the end of February through the beginning of April. Pumps about $24 million a year into our Polk County economy. We have another one coming, only in another sport. And the sport, softball. We also brought a very special guest, Kevin Billiau. And Kevin, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us. And wow, this is big news for Polk County. Tell us about the event and when is it coming?
Well, like you led in with, we're a collegiate softball program just like Russ Matt. Might be some slight differences, but it's the same format. We come for day 1 through day 8 and don't send anybody home, and we're here for the entire time. Wow. That's great.
Well, that's some fantastic stuff. You know, the opportunity to have Russ Matt here was great, but girls fast pitch softball is another dimension with some very talented and some of the best softball players in the country coming into Polk County. And the event itself lasts the entire month of March, which is, you know, if you're looking for a room, at least if our viewers are looking for a room during that month, it's going to be real tough. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Rebel Games, you've been in Kissimmee for a bazillion years, it seems.
14 years we were there.
Okay. And, you know, it just has a great reputation, and obviously you've decided to change venues, which we are very pleased with, and we're certainly glad to have you here.
Great. It is wonderful. The last couple of days I've been going around talking to some hotelers and restaurants and getting to know the area a little bit, and it's just been very welcoming and very friendly county, and appreciate that.
Tell us a little bit about the format of the games. I mean, how does it work? And tell us a little bit about some of the teams we can expect to see, because there's a lot of folks here. What we found with Russ Matt, a lot of folks, you know, either went to college there, they knew, you know, somebody that went to college or university at one of the schools that are coming down. Is it kind of similar to that?
Very much so. And with the Detroit Tigers in Polk County, the connection to the Michigan teams would be Wayne State University, Northwood, Saginaw Valley. We've had Calvin College, Hope College in the past, hoping to get them back. And our target market is north of the Mason-Dixon line, east of the Mississippi, where they're under snow and haven't even been out of the gym yet, haven't seen grass, let alone dirt. So they're literally getting off the plane and stepping on dirt and starting to play. And it's part of their season, it's part of their power rankings, and the games mean a lot to them.
Well, I'm sure that with, you know, Russ Matt being in town and a lot of these same schools being involved, it probably draws not only, you know, the parents from those schools, but there's some chance for some alumni to get involved. Do you see a lot of that as part of the event?
We do. We have the big alumni event that is put on by our teams is by the United States Military Academy, Army. They come down and they have the General Alumni Association, and they special requests so they can get it all planned and have a big get together with them. So a lot of the schools do that off-site.
Okay, great. Talk about a little bit about the colleges. Of course, you're originally from Michigan, Grand Rapids, which is on the, for those of you who don't know, it's on the left or the western side of the state, right on Lake Michigan. Great place. I've been there several times. And you talked about, you know, the fact that the event's been around for 14 years.
Well, we were 14 years in Kissimmee.
In Kissimmee, okay.
Prior to that, we were in Ocoee in the Apopka area.
Okay.
And before that, I forget the name of but it's going back before my time. This is our 37th year, and it was started by it's a homebred Central Florida event by Marge Ricker that was started back in the mid-'70s as part of the Title IX.
Okay. Well, it certainly worked out real well, but you mentioned north of Mason-Dixon, east of the Mississippi. Any schools from my home state of Wisconsin?
Oh, absolutely. We've had Wisconsin Green Bay has been coming for many years. We've had Wisconsin Whitewater, St. Norbert,
oh yeah,
Eau Claire.
Oh,
River
yeah.
Falls. Tell me when to stop.
Do they return most of the time, or do they like take a year off and then come back, or is it pretty consistent?
We have a strong support, loyal following. We have coaches that have been coming 20, 25 years
Wow.
to this program. And then we get some new ones that come in, test us out. Mm-hmm. We have some that come for a couple of years, and then they leave, and then they come back. Mm-hmm. It's gotten really big. The sport's gotten really big with the recruiting, and a lot of the Division II, Division III now are recruiting California girls.
Sure.
So they need to get back there so mom and dad can see them.
And overall, how many teams generally would you get as part of this event? I know that going to Polk County, you might be, losing a few teams this year until you kind of get reestablished. But how many teams overall?
We're expecting 110 this year. We've been as high in 2009 with 184. And that was limited. We turned teams away. We were limited on facility. Part of our reason for coming to Polk County is the additional fields in the area that we could expand into. Right now we're NCAA, but we're going to open up to NAIA and junior college also.
Ooh, that ought to make a huge difference.
Well, if initially our goal is in the short term is if you've got the Russ mat here with the baseball teams, they might as well send their softball team too.
Yeah.
So
hopefully on a different bus. But a lot of people drive down, I would imagine, don't they?
Drive, fly, it's a big mix.
Yeah.
Big commercial buses.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Okay, we're talking about, or you were talking about venues a little bit earlier. Where are you playing?
We're going to be playing at the Diamondplex and Auburndale at the softball complex there.
Well, that gives you a lot of options. That's 10 fields right there.
10 fields right there, close by.
And in good condition.
Great condition.
Yeah. That's, one of the things we found out about those two facilities, whether it's rain or shine, these guys are on it. The fields are prepped. Those poor guys in Auburndale, though, man, I feel sorry for them. They're going to be stretching their crew big time. But they just do a marvelous job. In fact, the entire county, I can't say enough. I don't think there's any county that I'm aware of that does as good a job across the board, with field maintenance and taking care of the teams as they come in.
With the research I've done before, as part of making the decision, that's what I've heard from everybody.
Yeah.
Great, friendly, and they bend over backwards to get everything done.
Great. I know that the teams come down and their goal is to play as many games as possible during the course of their stay here. I mean, they're here for spring training to get ready for whether it's regular season or heading into division play. Mm-hmm. They're wanting to play as many games. How many games total are we talking about over the course of the month?
Well, the NCAA caps the number of games they can play, and when they get back home, they have conference play and some non-conference back home.
Sure.
So when they come down here, they want to play what they've asked for.
Sure.
So in that sense, yeah, they want to play all their games. We schedule 2 games a day. On occasion, we may do a 1 game for somebody that needs to leave early or just has some special needs.
Sure.
So typically the teams come for 10 games. That's 5 days plus a day off. Come the day before. If they're flying, hopefully they leave the next day when they're done so that we don't have a team missing.
Sure.
But I've got one more question for you because I know we've been getting the hook or the axe, I guess. They're a little rougher on us than the others. But girls come down. Parents, siblings, grandma, grandpa, all those folks come along with them, or
from wherever they come from. Some of the grandparents, uncles are here, retired and down for the winter. Parents do follow. Economic times is a little bit tougher for them to get down here, but we're doing the best we can to help them, and they're going to make sure their daughters get here. But it's basically another whole set of the program. The total number of coaches, players, we get those in fans too.
Yeah, fantastic.
So the fans double it.
I'm sure the citizens and our viewers definitely want to see again before the game starts. So you need to count on being here again at the end of February so you can give us an update on exactly what teams are coming and how it's looking for this coming year. But Kevin, thanks so much for coming down. We really appreciate it, and it's great to see you again.
Well, we appreciate you having us, and we're looking forward to a long relationship.
Well, super.
Great.